between the Denver Broncos and our home team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from Toronto. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And right away, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
A try here for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Back to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Webster. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a way
says the line judge, and it's going to bring up 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
The Chargers have 13-2 heading into this final week. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment.
Second down at 5. Hands it off out of the gun. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Now Barner. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run again with Barner. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it. It's team talking about it to each other. supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the Chargers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Ooh, with a juke.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. And he will find his man on the outside.
And he will have a Broncos first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw again. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he's brought down. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards. First down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. On second down, they'll run it here. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with third and about 6 yards to go. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
An inside give, Brown. And he'll get this up to about the 40. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 30. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. And out of bounds right around the 20.
2nd and 4.
And he's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chargers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he'll go at the 25. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's taken to the 26. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Second and 1. Looking middle, and that's complete. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
They'll look to throw again. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one, a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try to mount a comeback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Flush to his right, and he wisely will throw that one away. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. They'll run. It's Barner. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Caught. This is Ivory. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting...
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And that one getting close to halftime with the Falcons out in front. Trey Lance, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 touchdown passes in that one for Justin Herbert. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a touchdown reception. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Broncos. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did. and that should set them up well for the second half to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, here we sit, Week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
Now a run for Barner.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the third quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll run it now with Barner. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Toronto's offense ready to take over.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
To the 43, 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll set up to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
He's got it to the 43 here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. He'll drop to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And that will cut the lead down to 13.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From the 6. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Toronto's offense ready to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. First and 10.
Toronto's offense ready to take over.
They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
Pat Surtain up to make the play.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. Now back to throw.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 2nd and 2. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. And he's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely create more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense and make sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why did they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. Bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So out come the Chargers. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless, take care of the ball on the way out.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. 2nd and 3. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll set up a throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 4 yards out. And the Chargers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spent in the trenches, laying down blocks, doing the little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely want one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
From the 6. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Got a man. It's Judy, complete. And he is going to have a Broncos 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 20-yard line. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
Yeah, good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
we saw here is quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for the home team here, they finished the regular season with another win. They're 15th against just 2 losses. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.